Hey guys, welcome back to another episode.
Welcome back to Lurid Lore. Today we have Margot, and she's here to talk about
Just reactions to the paranormal.
Yeah.
That's just what we want to discuss today. Since like Haley and I are familiar with like animal reactions, Margot has a lot different experience because she has children.
yes, and she has lots of stories.
I thought you were going to say she has lots of children. I'm like,
Well,
no, she doesn't.
she's working on it.
I mean, they make pretty cute babies. I
You
might
really
just
do. Oh
pop
my
a couple
god, they
more
are
out.
so cute. I can't handle them. But I think like with every other episode, I think we should just jump right in.
Yeah.
No updates.
Yeah.
I mean,
So tell us about your little
Yes.
Haley Joel Osment.
What?
your little what?
Your little Haley Joel Osment. Sixth Sense.
I don't know what you
Well.
said. I just heard like I'm like, oh god, she's possessed.
That's generally what people hear when I speak.
I mean, maybe. He might be. Some of
I
those
mean-
tantrums are...
I guess like a good background story. Well, you know, for like just to kind of like get to the point quick. Like Margot's had a lot of experience with her oldest child. Her youngest is still really young and hasn't
shown
really
any
yeah.
signs. at
But
all.
with the oldest is where things have been weird. What basically since he was able to like show some sort of like interaction.
Yes, since like an infant.
Yeah.
Pretty young.
Yeah, I remember when he was like itty bitty and you would like call me and tell me the weird stuff and I was like, oh, that's so weird because like even like I feel like it was even like before one.
Yeah.
It was before one. It started like he'd be in his high chair eating dinner and he'd just be staring into the kitchen and just laughing
Oh.
and babbling on and just it was just baby babble.
Yeah.
The only thing you could get out of it was when he would say bye.
Oh.
And he was like laughing and talking and laughing and talking. And I was like, who are you talking to, Mikey? And at this point he has gone bye-bye and was like pointing to the ceiling.
Oh.
Yeah. In the kitchen of the house. And I was like, Mikey, who are you talking to? And he walked over to the fridge and he pointed to a picture of my father-in-law. And like we never talked about my father-in-law to him. We never like showed him pictures like this is your papa that's in heaven, anything like that. And he just walked right over and pointed to it. And he had been doing the babbling and that kind of
Yeah.
stuff for a while before I had asked him. Like there was many occasions where he did that. But like when he just walked right over and like pointed to a picture, it was like shocked.
That's eerie. Just kind of for context for the audience, like, how long was it that your father-in-law had passed away before Mikey was born?
We told him I was pregnant and
Oh.
like 2 weeks to a month later he just
Yeah.
was not just like we hadn't didn't
Yeah,
see
it was
it
just
coming.
like very sudden.
Yeah, very sudden death. And actually the night of his funeral I was supposed to go find out like the gender.
Oh,
that's how early on in my pregnancy.
Yeah.
Shortly after, because I hadn't found out I was pregnant until I was almost. I was actually in my second trimester.
Oh,
Before
wow.
I was pregnant. So, but like 2 or 3 weeks after we told him he had passed away.
I feel like that's kind of like eerie, and there's like almost like synchronicities.
Yeah.
Yes.
Honestly.
Yeah, it was his first like blood grandchild
Oh yeah.
and a boy, and and he's the third
Yeah.
Michael in the line.
And honestly, at that young, it's pretty easy to try to explain that away because they can't communicate
Yeah.
with you.
Well, and like
But-
not only that, but like he's so little. Like
yeah, he could, his imagination,
Yes.
But that was pretty.
yeah, just straight up like, oh,
yeah,
this is who I'm
that's
talking to. What do
exactly.
you mean? Like
Yeah.
you can't see him? Like he's right here.
And he's had a couple instances where he's said, I'm just talking to someone who had passed away, just like, and I'll tell that story later on, but like,
Okay.
where he's like, yeah, I'm talking to this person with full on confidence.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And it's always been stuff that we haven't really like encouraged because we, I mean, it's not like a bad thing, but like we also didn't know if it was like imagination, and we were like, well, if we encourage it, then he's gonna like
Go and make up stories.
go and make up stories. We
Yeah.
didn't want him doing that. So we just kind of played it off like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah, and I think honestly, like, I mean, I don't have kids, so like, but I feel like that's probably the best way to go about it because like you're not like like rewarding quote unquote the behavior because like I mean like if you laugh or like you know at anything that the kid does like they're gonna keep doing it and if you like you know pay attention to you know whatever he's doing then he's gonna be like oh mom like oh she asked me about this and like she's interested in this so I'm gonna keep doing it
and that he's definitely that type of child where
absolutely
he really reads into things
even now I
so he just like would want a reaction kind of thing.
Doing things to get a reaction.
And I mean, it started with him like as a baby, and anything he couldn't explain like as a baby, it was called a ba.
Yes. Okay, like I feel like you told me there was like a story or like a something behind the ba. Like we all like whenever you told me, I was like, oh, ghost, like ba, like But like I thought there was a reason why he called things he didn't know bas.
I think it was because he was afraid of the basement, and I think my dad just had said something about like, and so like anything that he couldn't explain didn't make sense about. Like he saw deer in our front yard and like screeched. The first time he saw deer, he like screamed. He's like, "It's a ba!"
Okay, I think that might have been what you were referring to when I asked because I'm like, oh my god, like. Because I thought about it, I was like, wait, does that mean, like, ghosts? Like...
It's just anything you can't explain.
Okay. Then, like, so, that must have been what it was. That's so cute, though.
Yeah. And, there was times when he was, like, an infant. Mm-hmm. This part is kind of really creeps me out. But I'm, like, really comfortable in my house now, and I think I, like, kind of know where it was. And, the family that lived in the house before me, it was an older couple. They raised like 3 kids in the house. They loved children. Like all the neighborhood children were there. They love children, and the daughter tells all the time how happy like her parents would be to see a family raising a family in the house and having more kids and stuff. And
I feel like that would almost be like a security blanket type thing. Like it would feel like a little, even if there was like weird stuff going on. It wouldn't be as, like, scary.
It's not scary at all to me, actually. It's actually kind of comforting.
I was going to say, I feel like it would be, like, almost like an overall. Exactly.
Yeah. It's definitely comforting. And, like, there's times where, like, the door opens, and I'm like, okay, I know you're here. Like, I see you, lady. Mm-hmm. You're good. You still live here. Like, you know, that kind of thing.
And I feel like, I don't know, like... I feel like if there is, like, an entity, and well, you know, not necessarily entity, but, like, a good person in your house, I think, as long as you're, like, respectful, I think they try to, like, respect you back. I mean, like, for the most part, I feel like, you know, so in life, so in death, so, like, if they were, like, a decent person, they're not going to be a piece of shit. I mean, like, I'm going to be a piece of shit, and I'm going to haunt the fuck out of Stevie, and it's going to be hilarious, but, like, he also, like, you know... Yeah. If the shoe was on the other foot, like, I would be pissed off at him if he didn't. So
Exactly. Well, I think it's totally possible to, like, coexist.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like, it's like a roommate that... But, like, not a shitty roommate that doesn't pay rent and eat your food. It's just, like...
Doesn't do the dishes.
Oh, God.
Yeah. They just kind of chill.
Yeah, they're just like your friend that's just over every day all the time. And
the one that like he was supposed to just stay for like 2 nights and
then
it was
surfing, but it's
he
like
ended up just like staying.
Oh, my husband.
Oh.
Well,
one thing leads to another, my friend.
The one night stand just kind of stayed.
Yeah,
these things happen.
But so. What got us off on that part of the story was, so it was like an older couple that lived there, and when he was like a baby, he wasn't able to climb out of the crib.
Yeah,
I've always like he didn't climb out of the crib until he was like 2.5.
Yeah,
and I don't think it was like that he wasn't able to. I just think he was just too lazy to.
Oh yeah,
he didn't have enough motivation. Like he knew if he cried, mom would come, and I'd wake up and there'd be toys like set up in front of his crib.
Oh.
That's almost creepy. Like, I know it's not.
No, that's definitely creepy, Haley. Yeah. It's not almost creepy. Like, you woke up with a Barbie on the foot of your bed, that's creepy as fuck. Yeah. Like, a baby. A little baby.
But, like, I see it, like, it feels like it could be good intention, but at the same time,
I'm
fuck
sure
that.
It was good intention. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that it was, but, like, ew.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. But, like, And even then, it kind of like was like,
yeah.
But it never felt malicious.
Okay, I was gonna ask you, overall, have you ever had like bad feelings about it, or it's been pretty positive?
I had one like terrible dream, but I was also going through like the postpartum.
Yeah.
And I was having like crazy dreams, off the handle dreams, like all the time. And
your body's flooded with hormones.
Yeah, and I kind of chalk it up to that. And my husband also used to go to sleep like watching Ancient Aliens.
Oh yeah, that would fuck me up.
So
but like in the best sort of way.
Yeah, and I couldn't do it, and I can't like. First of all, and he would try to go to sleep watching Ghost Hunters, and I now don't allow it in my house because I have such terrible nightmares afterwards, and I just feel like it invites things in the house that I don't want there.
Podcast that we were discussing a couple episodes ago. Exactly. That makes me very uncomfortable. I don't like to think about that. It just makes me feel gross. So I just kind of loop back for a second. So the toys that were in his crib, like, were they like favorite toys or just like random ass toys?
Just a random ass. It was a very popular name brand toy.
Okay.
But it was like a swing set, like for like little figures.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Then like a little figure could swing.
I just wasn't
like a
sure.
tree. It was like something that he would like pick up and like toss around, but like never actually played with it.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Like I feel like if it like I would be interested, like if it did so happen to be like his favorite toy, because like that would be like a little like eerie factor too.
Yeah, because you would know.
Yeah, exactly. No, I was just curious. I would just
it was just like a random toy.
Like a random toy. Okay. Well, but was it a toy that was close, maybe? Or was it like pretty far away, like when you would put it away?
It was probably like close.
Okay, well then in that way, like I mean, if it was like, you know, this old couple that was there, I mean, if you think about it, like, because they say like the spirits like have a lot of energy, and if it was that close and it was something that they could do to like but it was close and you didn't have to use like as much energy as like getting something like across the room.
Yeah, exactly. And I kind of just chucked it up like it was just this sweet lady.
Yeah, just a sweet little like gesture, like
and like I said, I've never really had anything malicious really in the house, like feeling. Yeah. Other than that, I had a dream that it was like the bedroom, which is the kids' room, was like the portal to hell.
That's terrifying.
But it was just a dream. Like, it was never felt malicious. But I was also having nightmares like that Mikey was going missing. Like I'd wake up in the night screaming, "Where's my baby?" God. But that was also part of my postpartum depression.
Yeah, definitely.
It's understandable. It's just gross. Still, I mean, like in all honesty, though, like as far as like that dream thing, like I dream about like weirdest shit, like scary, just like stuff that like wouldn't happen like now, but like I get like anxiety, like I have dreams that I'm like with the same person I was with like 10 fucking years ago, and I'm like, I wake up and I'm like, oh god, what the fuck am I doing? You know, like I think it's just like stress just makes like it's just
and
weird.
I just kind of checked up to postpartum depression, plus they talk about like portals and stuff like that.
And so I'm sure it was like combination and like just like on your beliefs, like it was just a lot of things like playing into it. You know, just I feel, and like don't get me wrong, it's still terrifying, but like
and I never had anything like that in the house. I never had any dreams like that in the house.
Okay, well.
And I do feel like once your brain fixates on it, you just kind of, you're stuck on it.
Exactly. Well, like, I mean, if you think about it, like, even when, like, especially if you're, like, sleeping lightly and, like, the TV is on, like, you're gonna
hear it. Yeah.
Exactly. And like, kind of. Well, I'm just going to wrap up this part since we're kind of at a good stopping point. And so this completes part 1 of Unknown. So, and if you guys aren't familiar, there was an episode with Margot last season. It was about August. I think it was episode 4 that we recorded together. That one, actually, it is on YouTube now. So it's on YouTube and Spreaker. So if you need a little recap on her background, feel free to listen to that one. And see us in part 2.
Yep.